No hesitation. Love it. Let's get the third. This feels like an energy that I've read on before, where there's a lot of like movement. No, there's a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of let's do this. Let's start. Let's get it going. Where's my future? Where's my dreams? Where's my manifestations? Where's my union? You know, where's my husband? Where's my millions? Where? Want it now. Want it now. But the universe is trying to tell you that there's still more work to do. There is something, I'm feeling into a very deep vulnerability inside the chest that really wants to be felt by someone who keeps pushing it aside in the name of, no, there are better things to focus on. No, let's stay positive. This can also be a way where you are, what is it called? Where you're like trying to gaslight yourself into being better, but now is not the time to gaslight yourself or to use positive affirmations to kind of shut or put away or close off. Like, I'm getting somebody who thinks that they're doing adequate energetic work for any like frustration or feelings of anger or feelings of abandonment. They think they're doing energetic work by trying to bulldoze over it and go, no, it's okay, focus on it. That's not the way to do it. So I suppose this reading is a forewarning, caution, word of caution, that if you continue doing this, if this resonates, and if you continue down this path, if it doesn't resonate, please stop watching. If you continue down this path, should it resonate, of trying to like over your sensitive self, your emotions, your shadows, all the things that you're trying to work through right now. Yeah, there's no if. You can't do that. And yeah, I guess you coming across this video is a sign to pivot. But I also think that anyone who is in this position and isn't aware that they're doing it and doesn't understand that it's something that needs to be tended to gently, slowly, compassionately, these feelings of abandonment, these moments where you just want to break down and cry, people who aren't tending to, who don't approach that compassionately will eventually have some sort of breakdown that will force them into it. I'm feeling that it might be helpful to do more mirror work. I think that you need to understand, like look inside your eyes and understand how much you're hurting. I don't think you get it. I think you're feeling it and you're processing it, and as much as I guess an adult mind can, knowing that I'm reading for an adult, I don't think there are any like pointers. What can I say rather than adult? A sovereign mind, more than a seeking sovereign mind can. You're doing the best you can. You are doing the best you can. Sorry, let me put that there too. But it seems like some part of you needs to know that from your own self. Like you don't know that you're doing the best you can. It feels like I'm feeling someone like wounded, but trying to keep going. Not so much like a 9 of wands or 10 of wands type situation, but just more like there's a really big contrast between someone's internal energy and hope for the future and their external experiences that's causing something in the heart that's coming out. It needs to come out. So yeah, like I was saying, do more mirror work, look into your eyes more, really look into your eyes. You know what I mean? Look into them and give yourself time to sit with the look in your eyes. I think that'll help you understand more about what's happening here and here with the abandonment, this whole thing of feeling abandoned by God. We want to dream, we want to hope. We want to quit our jobs. We want to be able to talk to and approach anyone, and we want to be free. But there, as I've said in many readings before, is a gap between our understanding of freedom and what's actually available to us. That gap is riddled with the abandonment, the shadow work. We're not abandoned. We just don't understand. There's just this gap. That's all it is, though. In order for it to be filled, I feel it's time to do some compassionate work, heart chakra work, crying. Like I said, looking in the mirror and verbalizing some things to yourself that can stir things inside of you. Like I said, you need to be hearing more affirmations and things from yourself. So possibly talking to yourself in the mirror to say that you are proud of yourself. Even if it's weird and like, oh, I don't even understand what that is for me to be proud of me, and the self thing, even if it's discomfortable, causes discomfort. Even if it's cringy, push through it and make it a ritual so that you can move this energy around. For further understanding on what this is, because this does feel like a result of what we are still trying to recover from, the Lion's Gate solar eclipse tube that we just suffered through. It feels like this has to do with that. All of this feels like it has to do with that. And it may feel like there's just this kind of imbalance. Like I'm getting an energetic imbalance where there's a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time, and someone's trying to understand what to do with all of that. So anyway, I'll link some videos that could provide more understanding on how you can handle your energy practically, not just go to therapy, journal, but there are some and I honestly think you can find this information yourself. There are some really practical ways that you can go about addressing sensations of abandonment, or maybe when you're feeling too frustrated or too angry or too passionate. I'm Scorpio, so I don't believe in being too passionate or too aggressive. There are practical ways that work for you and practical tools that you can do, even if it's something simple like blinking 3 times, something about that calms you down. A stim, yes, think neurodivergence, that kind of thing. You know, I think we all have to start accommodating ourselves in that way. There might be ways that you can accommodate your own self outside of what I suggested. I'll link the videos where they break down the energy, and you can find that yourself. Although, like I said, like I always like to suggest, you really should be tuning into yourself at this time. I'm going to shuffle from the Intuitive Tarot. And I think read the interpretation and close the reading. Give us something to lead with. I'm glad that I'm not receiving any kind of despondency or sadness. I love when I can feel strength in someone. It's very empowering for me because I'm very emotional as a person. Oh, that's funny though, as I said. So part of the layout of this was me acknowledging specifically to myself that there are no cups. And as I said that, the 4 of Cups comes, and it's the exact kind of emotion that honestly, in my experience, is like 5 minutes away from turning into depression, but isn't quite there yet, which is great. So what I'm saying is you're strong. You're strong and maybe a little bit bored. Maybe that's what this is. But I'm saying, again, there's something even beneath that. There's something beneath the potential boredom, apathy. This expression is rooted in a sense of like, it's rooted in a sense of disconnect or an over-connection to that sense of abandonment. Anyway, let's read. We have satiety, passivity, draining energy, dissatisfaction with surface issues, for example, money or relationships, which conceal a more fundamental lack or paradoxically too much of something. Yes, as I said. But what's standing out most is there's a concealing of a more fundamental lack. It's something in the heart that needs to be filled up by your own efforts, your own attention. Turn around, look at the water. You know what I'm saying? Smell the roses. Wake up every day and engage on the frequency of gratitude with this passion that you have. There's a passion there. It's just like it's being poured into the wrong thing. You are considering you are over considering something and under considering something else. And this isn't just about you focusing on one area of your life versus leaving another. This could do with one area of your life where inside that area, you are focusing on one thing more than another, and the whole area is like imbalanced. Attainment of an ambition only to discover it means less than expected. May indicate a need to clarify goals and identify what is important in life. Exactly. Clarify your goals and identify what is important and go deep within. Carry your morals through to your living. Maybe it'll be easier to find this path ahead and to concretize it, if that's a word, if you check in with your morals and then keep overcoating it with your life. So I had to sit with, if I really believe in God's power, this is something I think a lot of us are sitting with now as light workers and energy workers, all of us. If I really believe in God's expansive reach in my life, how far am I, or as I do that, as I believe that, how far am I willing to live that out? And as I've explained in previous videos, I have pushed that boundary. I'm literally living right at the edge of God's command every day. Where it's like, is it a bow? There's a net that I can feel is being held by God's hands that is so intricate and delicate. Everything about my life is happening so intricately that it's like where there are people who are depending on their monthly salary. There are people who go, it's fine, I'll wait until the end of the month. My life is sort of dependent on whether or not I say the right thing, do the right thing, whether or not I catch someone in the right mood on the right day. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And that's how far I'm taking my belief in God. Like, I'm allowing God to seep through these moments that I depend so deeply on. And I'm saying God's reach is so far that it's going to meet me wherever I am in every moment of survival. Like, if I find myself needing a place to live, I'm going to let God sit in that moment and question. I'm going to sit and look at my life and look at God, basically, and wait for the moment for me to be given a place to live. It's about relying on things like coincidences, feelings, sensations. It's about taking it there, if that resonates. Otherwise, we could just be talking about somebody who's trying to I feel like I really went off on a tangent there. But if you get it, you get it. I hope you did. Anyway, somebody who's trying to just like be more present in their life. It could be something as simple as that. You know, maybe we don't have to go on a God level. Maybe you're literally just trying to be happier. You're happier. You are fine with everything. Everything is okay. You're safe. You're in a good environment. You're clothed. It's just that you keep facing these feelings of abandonment that make you feel like you're doing something wrong. I'm also getting that. Someone wondering, what is the issue if everything around me is okay? Check in with your heart. Meditate on the heart space as often as possible. So sit and literally put your mind inside your heart. The same way you can try to sense how your hand feels by putting your mind in your hand, you know, getting all tingly with that. Put your mind inside your heart. Or fix your inner voice. Sit still. Maybe you don't know what that sensation feels like. Sit still and fix your inner voice to constantly say, I'm listening to my heart. What does my heart have to say? And kind of, lean in Be aware of your energy body in that way and move it towards your heart space. If none of that makes sense, then maybe try just physically placing your hand on your heart works too. Yes. And I must admit, it used to not work. It used to, for me, feel very empty to just place my hand on my heart. There's something about what's happening right now energetically that I think is also the gift of that tunnel tube thing that we just went through, where all of that stuff is really, it's gaining credentials. Like it's picking up. It really, really works to do that. It's very simple, very effective. Yeah, we're in really blessed times. It may not feel that way. There is this is actually pretty much the state of the world. It's so interesting. That cup is spilling red. Yeah. And it's quite funny because the amount of bad news that we are fed makes it seem like this is a lot of blood. And while it is definitely a lot of blood, anything more than a single drop is too much. But on the grand scale of things, there are beautiful things happening. They really are. We have to pick ourselves up and turn our heads around to see it. We have to pay attention. We have to try to be grateful. I would also suggest putting time aside during the day to observe with your eyes. These little things are so big and powerful in healing. With your eyes, look at the sunset and the sunrise. Not directly at the sun. I mean you can if you want. I mean the sky, the tone of the day, the tones of the sky. Be in nature as the sun rises and sets, and be in it. It'll help. You have to engage more. You can't just put it aside anymore. And it's looking like you can't do what you've been doing. You can't do what you've already done. You can't just go to therapy. You can go to therapy, but that's not going to be enough for what we're dealing with here. This feels very personal, very you, very like you reaching out for you, crying for you. You are yearning for yourself. I don't have anything more to say. I'm a little bit curious about that rambling that I went on. I do hope that landed. Every time I mention God, every time I talk about God, I'm just trying to get people to understand how powerful that force is and how much they can rely on it if they really wanted to. I get so passionate about it. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next reading.